Hey, everybody, how you doing? Woo! Welcome to PHLY Flyers Postgame presented by Bet365. My name is Bill Matz. I'm your director of fun and games for the evening. Joining me live in the Xfinity mobile studio in his Broad Street Hockey Zone, Kelly Hinkle. Charlie O'Connor will be by on the Xfinity mobile call-in line in just a little bit. But how about it, Kelly? A 4-1 win in the Bell Center over those Stanley Cup contending Montreal Canadiens. You know, their rebuild's over. They're ready to go. Ivan Demidov looks amazing. I guess it really is Demidov now. We've settled on that.
I think so.
That just doesn't look like anything I've learned about Russian names, but whatever. Anyway, the Flyers with a big win up in Montreal, and I think as Bush said at the end of the broadcast, just as we were getting ready, you know, we were talking about a 3-game losing streak. Suddenly we're talking about a 5-game point streak. It's very funny how those loser points can change your perception of things with just a win or two, but here we are, Henkel, and before we get into it, maybe some people want to celebrate by buying a hat. You got to go to allphly.com and click that merch tab to check out our all-new selection of hats. I have a couple that just shipped the other day. I think just shipped this morning. I got a couple of those orange and black hats, one for me, one for a friend who wanted one, and it is now his Christmas gift. Get some Christmas shopping done at allphly.com. Click that merch tab. Brand new hats for one and all. So many styles to choose from. Check them out. All right, Henkel. We're going to get right into it tonight with everybody's favorite Flyer. He is tonight's game changer, driven by Elkin Chevrolet. Elkin Chevrolet, together, let's drive. It's Trevor Zegras.
What?
He should just be. He should just change his name to Game Changer at this point. What a tremendous acquisition! We see this guy now on pace. They showed this during the broadcast. And I thought it bared repeating. You see his goal tonight, really good play all around. I loved the choice for him. Gets the puck in the neutral zone, and he is on the little poke pass from Emil Andre on the breakout. And I love his choice to immediately go to Travis Konechny. There's one guy back, it's Lane Hudson, and he can just drive to the net now, and Travis Konechny gets the pass right through reigning Rookie of the Year Lane Hudson, and it's essentially becomes a 1-on-0 with a goalie in his third career start. Almost unfair for Trevor Zegras to have that opportunity, and he buries it. I really, really like that, but just the decisions all around. The quick up by Emil Andre, the immediate pass to TK, and then the break to the net and TK getting it to him. A whole bunch of good decisions made. But we got to talk about this point pace right now, Hanks. On pace for 85 points. They showed this during the broadcast, but I think it bears repeating. Guys who've had 85-plus point seasons since 2010-11, it's Giroux 4 times.
It's one dude.
Once. And that's it. That is the pace Trevor Zegras is on right now. We saw he may have gotten a little banged up there in the third period when he took that shot from behind, but he was out there for the ensuing power play, got mixed up a little bit, I think, with Josh Anderson along the boards, got a roughing penalty. So it seems as if he's probably okay, and maybe that's the one thing we're waiting on. Like, can he get through the 82-game season? But so far, how do you not just love everything this dude has done?
It's impossible not to like him. Another thing they pointed out during the broadcast was that he was singing on the bench during stoppages and TV timeouts. I think Bush pointed it out. Like, this dude just is like having fun at all times and just like casually scoring a point a game. And I mean, I kind of expected him to be impressive and to kind of change the way this offense looks, but I don't know that I expected it to be this much fun.
No, then you absolutely need the hard asses. You need the guys who are just in there grinding, and you need guys with swag and guys who are showing everybody it is a game. And that's exactly what Trevor Zegras has brought to this team. An attitude and a skill level that we simply haven't seen. As you saw, 2 guys. It's happened 5 times. 4 by one guy, 1 by another, 85 points. That's what he's on pace for as we are now sitting on the 16th of December, Hinkle. And I said this to Charlie the other day. I guess there could have been people out there who were like, no, actually, Trevor Zegras is a straight up superstar, and he's going to have, a McDavid or McKinnon or Kucherov like point total. But realistically, is he like at the maximum of what we could have realistically expected? Like, his career high is 65 points or something, 23 goals. He's 10 away from a new career high in goals. We're not halfway through the season yet. Like, this is as good as we could have realistically asked for from Zegras now.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing that's missing for me is that I was hoping that he would be doing this at center, as I've said 1,000 times. But it's really hard to be upset about him doing it at wing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not complaining that he's doing it at wing. It would just be cooler if he was doing it at center. But yeah, I mean, I don't know how much more than a point a game is kind of like a crazy expectation for anybody. So if you were expecting more than this, if you're somehow let down by the Trevor Zegras experience, I would like to hear what you were expecting from him.
I was hoping his hair would be longer. I was hoping for a Michigan attempt or two. Like,
come on.
That's really, I guess that's it. But in terms of just on ice production, a point a game is more than we could have expected, quite honestly. I truly believe, like, all right, maybe we can get him back to where he was in the 60, 65 point range. Maybe he jumps up to 75. And listen, he still has to finish this thing out. There's like over 50 games left or whatever. But so far, it is absolutely working, and he is tonight's game changer, driven by Elkin Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. He has been, I mean, he's not driving together. He is driving the offense right now, Hinkle.
Yeah.
I just love every time they show that other graphic, like most points through however many games with the Flyers, and it's like him and Briere neck and neck, and then Forsberg a mile ahead of everybody. Like, what a ridiculous...
It's so funny.
It's insane. It was like he had 50-some points through 32 games, I think they showed tonight. Like, just an absurd point total on that line with Gagne and Knubel. What a time that was. But so far, Zegras, as much as we could have possibly asked for. How nervous were you in the third period when he came off and he was checking the knee, it looked like, on the bench?
Didn't love it. Joe DiMarini in the Broad Street Hockey Slack chat kind of asked a question. Would you rather, because Vladar had a little second there where he was shaking something off. Would you rather, what would be worse, a Zegras injury or a Vladar injury?
Man.
Would you rather someone kick you in the nuts or in the shins? Which one's better?
Like, it's really just left or right nut, quite honestly.
Yeah, right.
Like, I mean, those two,
I was nervous.
If we were to do the Bobby Clark Trophy voting right now, those two are top two, right?
Oh, easily.
It's
and I don't really know how you choose.
I don't know who's third. I don't know, like, if it's like NHL awards voting and there's like 3 finalists for the Flyers MVP, like, who is even third? It's Zegras, it's Vladar, and then I don't know. Forster's hurt now. He's kind of taking himself out of the running.
Nick Delorier, they don't lose with him in the
They
lineup.
really don't. Maybe Nick Delorier just having just his presence allows the team to win games, I suppose. But it has certainly been an exciting start to the season for Zegras. When do we sign him, Kelly? Do you think, like, are you he is a restricted free agent, so it's not like we got to get it done or he might leave. Like, he ain't going anywhere.
No.
But do you think they try to get this thing done early? Maybe it's around the deadline. Maybe they wait all the way until like the off season when his contract actually expires. But I would think the sooner the better for the Flyers. But if I'm him, I'm like,
I'm waiting.
Yeah, if I get through 82 games and I'm like a 90-point player, yeah, that's 11 mil. So
that's the thing. I feel like for the Flyers, every game they wait, it's just getting more and more expensive for them because, like, really the only thing that's going to keep him from getting just a crazy amount of money is an injury. And, hopefully that doesn't happen. Yeah, I mean, I would have signed him yesterday. Like, I don't really know what they're waiting for. I don't know what else they need to see from him. You know what I mean? Like, what else you need?
Yeah, I think it's just kind of a wait.
Resilience?
I think it's probably, if I had to like weigh it, it's like 65% Zegras going, we'll talk. Don't worry. We'll
Yeah,
talk.
right.
Like, I would assume that, but I do think there's a little bit of like, all right, honestly, I think it behooves the Flyers to get it done before he starts playing center, whenever that will be. I asked Charlie that, and he said, yeah, I would think that might be a next year thing. And if you can get him signed long term before he's a center, that would be pretty dope.
Yeah, it would.
Because if he excels at that, like, there's a couple extra mil just because of positional need and positional value. So maybe they're playing the long game with his contract by having him only play the wing. Last I checked, he was 2 for 3 on faceoffs tonight, though. So maybe they're working him in a little bit.
I think the Flyers had a pretty insane faceoff percentage tonight overall.
Yes, I know they were dominating at one point. I'm trying to bring up the here it is, 67.2%.
That's wild.
They won 39 of 58. So they won 39 and lost 19. That's not too shabby in the faceoff circle. So maybe not the best night to judge Trevor Zegras in a small sample size against a team that apparently can't win a faceoff. But I don't care, damn it. I don't care. I am high on Trevor Zegras. We're going to talk about the other, at least, alleged star of this team, Matvei Michkov, on the other side. But now it's time to take our first break. So the other day, I'm going over to my buddy's house to watch some of the games. He's really excited. He just had a kid. He can't wait to have everybody over. He is pumped. But then I see his setup, and it is a total mess. There's lagging, there's buffering. He's got to switch between all these apps just to find the games we're looking for. And he claimed he was a big fan before this. We've known each other a long time, but I feel like I have been fan-fished. Because if you call yourself a sports fan of any kind, you absolutely have to have Xfinity, because Xfinity is the ultimate sports destination. I can find all the best games and all my favorite teams all in one place, and the way I watch it is next level. It's the perfect fan flex. I've got all the action right in my living room. So next game day, make sure you're a big fan, not a big fail. Learn more at Xfinity.com. Xfinity, imagine that. Restrictions apply. Multi-view requires Xfinity 4K capable TV box. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. From the 90 million users worldwide to the almost 800,000 live stream events each year. But I got to tell you about the Bet365 early payout offer for their NHL games. That's right, because you're a winner if your team gains a 3-goal lead with an instant payout on straight bets and parlay selections marked as winners as well. It is that easy with the Bet365 NHL early payout offer. And we have breaking news from our friends at Bet365. New customers now get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5, win or lose. All you got to do is sign up, use code PHLY365, deposit $10, and place a bet for $5 to get $150 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses. Bonus bets can be used on the spread, total, player props, futures, and more. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Must be 21 plus and physically located in Pennsylvania. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, it's time to talk about the Mad Russian, Kelly. Matvei Michkov, 14 minutes and 6 seconds of ice time, picks up an assist on the Brink goal, sneaking in and grabbing that puck that Jacob Fowler just kind of left for him, I guess. I don't know. And nice. Centering it to Bobby Brink, who had a whole lot of net to shoot at as Jacob Fowler realized the mistake he made. What'd you think of Mish tonight?
So that particular play was great. It's hard for me to get mad at lack of ice time when you have a power play like the one he had toward the end of the game.
Yeah.
With 2 just disastrous turnovers, just like the kind of crap you expect to see from like a 4th line plug. Like, this is not what I need from Matvei Michkov. And I don't know why he's making these mistakes this year, because last year we talked so much about like what a smart hockey player he is and how he knows where players are going to be and he can anticipate what guys are going to do. And that's the best thing about him. And this year he's just doing like this kind of dumb mistake stuff. And it's like, dude, you're not like, this isn't going to get you any more ice time. And I don't know how anyone's going to be advocating for it when this is what you're doing.
The thing he can stop doing for me right now personally, not his team, not Rick Tocchet, not the rest of the fan base or the media, me, Bill Matz, alone. Every time he has the puck on the half wall, especially on the power play, as you pointed out, Kelly, and he did it at the end of that game, stop telegraphing when you are going back up to the point with it and allowing the man to defending you to just get on the other side of you, pick it off, and take it the other way. Because it has happened way too many times this year, and it's really just I don't know if it's a lack of awareness, if he's doing it too slowly, whatever it is, it's just killing a lot of the possession time on the power play, and you're right.
Yeah.
If you can't perform in the times that are tailor-made for your skill set, like the power play there, like that's the latest shift he was going to get, you know? If Nick Seeler doesn't grab that stick and hit himself with it to produce a power play, he may not see the ice the rest of the game. You get gifted a power play shift, and it's just, man, I know this is probably just a bump in the road season, just a sophomore slump, just not making the adjustments, not having the offseason it needed to have, whatever. But when I see these same mistakes like that happening repeatedly, it's like, dog, you're not a rookie anymore. You need to know that the defender is fast enough to get on the other side of you and pick off that pass if you don't really put something on it or fake him out in some way just to back him off, make him hesitate. And I've just seen that a little too much. But the play on which he assists on the Brink goal, perfect, great. Centering pass from behind the net, comes in on the forecheck, goalie doesn't see him. Well done. Not trying to like criticize Michkov on a night on which the Flyers win and he gets an assist, but it's just happening a little too often right now.
Well, I mean, I want to be fair about it as someone who comes on your lovely show and pretty much every single time complains that Matvei Michkov isn't getting enough ice time. Like a game like this, it's like, dude, come on, man. Like they're giving you the opportunities and you're absolutely choking on it. And like, as a lifelong Flyers fan, there are intrusive thoughts that creep in every now and again where I'm like, what if he ain't it? Like, what if he's not? And if he's not, this whole thing falls apart and our lives are over and you and I aren't seeing a cup until we're in wheelchairs. And I can't have that be the reality.
What I would say is we've already seen him put up 65 points, 63 points, whatever the hell it was.
He can do it.
He can do that. We don't know if he's a superstar yet, but he has certainly shown the flashes. Porter Martone, Trevor Zegras, goalies. That's what I would try to like assuage some of the consternation if maybe he isn't everything we thought he is, Kelly. Those are the things. Even if he's not, perhaps Trevor Zegras and Porter Martone can make up for it. Perhaps Danny has more tricks up his sleeve, like the Trevor Zegras trade, or seeing what it took to get a Quinn Hughes. Okay, now he knows what the price is for star players. Building up a logjam of assets in order to make a move like that. I am just choosing to believe that this is a sophomore slump, and we have seen it. We have talked to Patrick Sharp about it. Like, hey man, when I talked to him at the rookie game this year, I said, do you know, like, you're the reason we live in fear? Like you, Justin Williams, later on, like Sergei Bobrovsky, but like, you're the reason Flyers fans live in fear. I'm not ready to judge a guy after 32 games of his sophomore season. Like, listen, he needs to be better, and he's pissing me off. But I don't think this is truly what he's going to be. I don't think a 21-year-old, and he turned 21 a week ago, like, this isn't what he's going to be at 24, 25.
No, I'm not being logical. I'm saying these are intrusive thoughts that are born from trauma that we've suffered
Oh,
over the
absolutely.
last 40 years.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't want it to be true. And logically, I don't think it is. But every now and again, I see a game like this. I see him make those stupid mistakes on the power play. And I'm like,
I
I
know.
wanted
I
you to
know.
be perfect.
I know.
You're
All right.
not.
On the other side, we are going to be joined by Charlie O'Connor.
Ooh.
But first, let's take our second break. Listen up, last minute shoppers. I got to tell you about Aura Frames. Aura Frames are the perfect gift for that person that you're never quite sure exactly what to get them. With an Aura Frame, you can upload unlimited photos and videos by just downloading the Aura app and connecting to Wi-Fi. Even your technologically impaired parents can use it. You can even pre-upload photos before it ships, so it's ready to go on Christmas morning. And it comes with a gift box. Every frame comes packaged in a premium gift box with no price tag. You can't wrap togetherness, but you can frame it. And for a limited time, save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off Aura's best-selling Carver matte frames. Named #1 by Wirecutter. All you got to do is use promo code PHLY at checkout. That's auraframes.com, promo code PHLY. This deal is exclusive to listeners and frames sell out fast, so order yours to get it in time for the holidays and support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. Do we really want Matvei Michkov playing goalie? No, because it's not worth the risk, time, or money. It just doesn't make sense. You want to keep your stars focused on doing what they do best, and the same goes for your business. And Togo can help any business looking to streamline operations, become more efficient, or unlock more time for their best people. From customer service and accounting to order management, logistics, admin, and data entry, and even complex multi-step operational processes, Togo takes it off your plate at a fraction of the cost. And every engagement with Togo starts with free process mapping and engineering. Togo doesn't bill a dime until the real work begins, with programs starting as low as $1,000 a month, so you're not even going to break the bank. Each Togo program includes dedicated staff, custom automations, and US-based process engineers who act as your quarterback, giving you complete control, total transparency, and instant efficiency. At Togo, you call the plays, we execute. Visit harnesstogo.com. Scale smarter, work faster, and stay focused on winning. All right, we now welcome Philadelphia's #1 hockey beat writer, Charlie O'Connor, on the Xfinity mobile call-in line. Charlie is live in Montreal at the Bell Center. Charlie, what'd you think of tonight's game?
I mean, not a ton to criticize. I guess you could be critical of the third period because they did sit back and just sort of park the bus and let Montreal take full control. But of the first two periods, a lot of good. You had production from all the guys you want to see production from. Dan Vladar was fantastic from start to finish, which is becoming just a normal occurrence, I would say, with this team. One thing I really, really liked about this game, I loved, and this is going to be a big part of the article I write on the game, I love the response after they give up that first goal. That's huge to me. To me, that's where the entire game turns, because TK has a pass to Dvorak, ends up being a turnover. They go back the other way. They score. It had been a pretty even first period at that point. And suddenly, with a minute left, Montreal's about to go in intermission with a lead. Who knows how this game turns out? If the Flyers go into intermission down 1, they're coming off 3 straight losses. Now they're starting to feel bad about themselves. Instead, very next shift, you have that new look Couturier line. Everyone on the ice really was involved in that play. You have Sanheim move up ice, Couturier with a deceptively difficult pass to Tippett, and then Tippett with a not deceptively difficult, a very tough but very awesome pass to watch to find Grundstrom on the back door. Like, that flips the game, because instead of going in intermission down 1-0, it's tied 1-1, and you're the team that scored with time running down in the first. I just felt like they used that as a springboard in the second. Again, they weren't perfect, but I thought they were the better team in the second. They obviously get the 2 goals. And then because Vladar is Vladar, they're able to park the bus and still come away with a win. So a lot of good things in this game, but I love that response to that late first period goal. I thought that's where the game was won.
It was really annoying. It took Montreal that long to score. I was hoping the Flyers could start after giving up the customary first goal, and it took them 19 minutes to get it. So it took 19 and a half minutes for the Flyers to answer. Making his big return tonight, Rasmus Ristolainen announced his presence with authority in the first with a couple nice neutral zone hits. Liked how he used his reach in the late in the third period. You can see why teams tend to like big defensemen when you get one out there and it's like, oh, right, he can just get to pucks other guys can't. But I thought, considering it was his first game back, we talked about how some of his practices, it's like, yeah, this is basically training camp for Risto right now. I was pretty impressed with Risto. What did you think, Charlie?
I honestly, I was surprised that he played as much as he did. I thought they were going to ease him in, but I think honestly he was playing well enough. And Taka made a point to praise Ristolainen's game after the game. He said he liked the entire defense's game, really, top to bottom. But I suspect it was just that Risto was playing well enough, and him and Todd Reardon are like, hey, if he can take the minutes, let's keep throwing him out there. Yeah, I really liked what we saw from him in the first period. You know, showing that physicality early, and Ristolainen, look, like, I know that to some people he's kind of a running joke because now he can't stay healthy, but I feel really bad for the guy. Like, this is a guy who worked really hard to remake his game, to become a better player than he was in Buffalo, accept a role where he's not going to be getting as many points. He does that, does a really good job, and puts in all that time, and then he can't stay healthy. Like, it's a bummer. I feel bad for him, and it was really nice to see him come back and have an impact so well in this first game, such a good impact in this first game. It's one of those things, like, you forget these guys are people sometimes. Like, had to have been real hard for him to not play a game from March on, to miss training camp, to rehab again, like the same thing that he had to rehab the year before. I'm sure it was a lot for him to deal with, and I'm really happy for him that he came back and had this good of a return. And look, like, this defense looks pretty good now. Like, now that they're done jerking around Andre, York's back, Risto's back. Like, yeah, they still don't have that number one alpha guy, but top to bottom, like, there aren't too many teams that have as deep of defense 1 through 6 as the Flyers do now that Ristolainen is back.
No, absolutely not. And Kelly and I said in pregame, okay, well, they're keeping that Andre Drysdale pair together. Not sure what to make of a Sealer Risto pair. Maybe this just means, like, yeah, man, we're going to give you 12 minutes and see how it goes. But it ended up being considerably more than that. So I guess they have confidence in him, and we'll see if they shake up the pairs or keep what's working right now. Trevor Zegras, Charlie. 14th goal. He is 10 shy of a new career high with like 50 games left in the season. Was there any word post-game about when he got shaken up a little, looked like he was testing his knee? He did come out for that next power play. But was there any word on that? Answer's probably no, because Tocchet will never say. And what do you think of Zegras' game?
Well, no, I just think that this was something that the TV probably made a much bigger deal out of it than it probably should have been.
Okay.
Because he was fine. We interviewed him after the game. He was fine. He did actually multiple interviews. He did an interview with one of my old colleagues, The Athletic, for a story that he's working on after he did a scrum with us. Trevor Zegras is fine. I feel like this is probably like, I didn't even really notice it watching the game here. So I feel like it was something that maybe the NBC Sports Philly broadcast zeroed in on, and that's why you're talking about it. He's fine. Doesn't seem like it's any big deal.
Outstanding. 4 of Travis Konecny's 9 goals are empty netters, Charlie. What the hell does that mean? Anything?
Or are we gonna have to start? Should we start calling him the closer? Is he the closer?
Maybe he's the closer. I find it insane that he's like half of his goals are empty netters.
It's funny, and like, you might say that, yeah, it's inflating his goal totals, but hey, goals are goals, and a goal that clinches you a win, just even though it's obviously inherently easier to score when there's no goalie in the net, a goal that clinches you a win is still a high leverage goal. It's an important goal, and somebody's got to score them. Would I rather Travis Konecny be scoring more goals with a goalie in the net? Sure. But if this is the way he's got to build up his confidence and in the process clinch the Flyers multiple wins, sure, whatever works.
Just looking at the time on ice tonight, we're not going to do the Michkov thing because honestly, I don't feel like it.
No.
But we talked pregame, Kelly and I, about Couturier and Michkov getting split up and what that could mean for Kutz's role. Maybe it wasn't so much about limiting one or the other's ice time. It was like, well, they're both kind of limiting each other because of different things. Well, Mish kind of plays the same, and Kutz plays like 20 minutes tonight. What do you think Kutz's role is now that he's away from Matvei Michkov?
I mean, I don't think this game is necessarily going to provide the answer as to how much he's going to be getting on a nightly basis. I just think this is a game where, especially in the third period, they're kind of hanging on. This is a game where, maybe if you're trailing, Michkov is going to get a little more. If you're getting a lot of power plays, Michkov is going to get a little bit more. If you're leading, you're probably going to lean on a guy like Couturier, whose specialty is shutdown defense. It still is a specialty. He's still quite good at it. This is probably a game where he's going to get a bit more. I also thought that he just looked like he had more jump. To me, the game that he had on Sunday, like he actually comes through with a pretty solid overtime. I think he did good work in OT, but he looked gassed. He looked exhausted in that Sunday game. They obviously don't practice yesterday. They just do a morning skate today. He just seemed like he had more energy. As I said, made a really good play to set up Tippett, to set up Grundstrom for that goal. Gets, I think, another assist on the TK empty netter. Couturier just had a, generally speaking, solid enough game. And in that kind of game, I don't have a problem with piling the minutes onto him. It's the games where it's clear that he doesn't have his legs that I'm more like, all right, it's not going to kill you to give him 12, 13 minutes on Sunday when it's the second game of back-to-back and a 3rd and 4. On a game like this where you were off the previous day and then in the first period, he's looking pretty spry. Sure, give him 20.
Spry. He's 32.
Spry is a great word.
I know. It's just like something you say about an 89-year-old man if you're not
the oldest man in the league.
Yeah. It's like he's
a miracle
today. Like
it's a miracle.
32. Anyway, go ahead, Kelly.
Charlie, I'm curious what you thought when you saw that Carl Grundstrom had been made into a top 6 forward for this game at practice. I'm assuming is when you figured out that was going to happen. And also, what'd you think of his game tonight?
Well, I think where I was at with it was I've been so unimpressed over the last few games with Nikita Gurbenkin that for me it was like, sure, give it a look. Now to me, like the ultimate solution here is probably call up Alex Bump at some point, but I don't think you necessarily have to race to do that. Like that maybe could be an after Christmas thing. You don't have to be like, well, get Bump up here. Like, sure, you know what? Grundstrom had 3 points in his previous 4 games. He'd been playing well. He'd been putting in some good minutes. He scored some legitimately clutch goals. I'm totally fine with giving him the first look if you're going to pull back on the Gurbenkin experiment. And honestly, Grundstrom justified their faith. It was a let's see how it works, and he scores the biggest goal of the night, and I thought was really good, especially in the third period. That he gave him some good minutes trying to salt away this game. I liked what I saw from Grundstrom. We talked to Grundstrom after the game, and I straight up asked him, like, were you extra motivated in this game because you got an opportunity to play up the lineup? And it's like, okay, can't let this slip. And he almost said yes, and then he pulled back. He's like, well, I'm motivated every game. But it was clear, like, no, he knew this is an opportunity. And look, I think Gurbenkin is more important because he is younger. He is a prospect turned NHL player. I don't want to see him get buried for this and just never get another opportunity. Yeah. But Flyers trying to win games. And right now, Gurbenkin is not playing well. The Cates line with him on it was struggling mightily. So give Grundstrom a shot. Go with the guy who's objectively playing better hockey and see what he can do. He showed what he can do, and it was pretty impressive.
I wish when you asked him that question, instead of answering, he just pulled out his phone, hit play, and it was the 8 Mile song.
One shot, one opportunity.
Charlie, you mentioned the Cates line. Gurbenkin sits, Michkov joins that line. What'd you think of that trio?
I thought it was okay. I didn't think it was mind-blowingly good, but they obviously get a goal. Now, a lot of that was Jacob Fowler's mistake, but Michkov had to be in there on the forecheck for it to be a possibility. It could have just been like, yeah, it could have just been a puck that just was left to no one and no one's there because there's not a tenacious F1 coming in on the forecheck. Michkov was there, and then he makes a nice pass to Brink, so they do get on the board. That's a positive. Maybe that'll give them some confidence. I don't think they were incredible. It's not like I watched them and thought like, oh man, we got something here. But I thought they were fine. And obviously they get the goal. So hopefully it can spark something for them over the long term because I don't think Grundstrom's getting pulled off that Couturier line anytime soon. And if he's going to be on that line and you're not going to break up the Dvorak Zegras TK line, that line, the Brink, Cates, Michkov line, it's probably going to get some runway. So I hope they can start developing some chemistry because they might be playing together for a bit.
Wouldn't mind it. Going into this game, Brink and Michkov had combined on 2 goals together in Michkov's career. Cates and Michkov have never teamed up on the same goal, so it's not like they've had a ton of time together.
No. I'm
looking forward to seeing what they can do. Really, I just want to see Michkov with anybody else. I have seen what the Couturier thing is. Let's all just take a break. I'm not saying we have to break up, but let's take a little Ross and Rachel break. All
Okay.
right, Charlie, it is time for Charlie O'Connor's 3 stars of the game. Decent number to choose from. Flyers played pretty damn well. Who is star number 3?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to give. I originally had him 3rd star. I moved this guy up to number 2, so I'm bumping my original number 2 star down to 3. But I'm going to give it to Carl Grundstrom entirely because that was in my mind the turning point of the game. That was the pivot point.
Yeah.
If he doesn't score that goal, I don't know if the Flyers win this game because I don't know how things play out in the second. If they go into the second down 1-0 and having given up a goal with a minute left in the previous period versus 1-1, and you've got the momentum. Crusher made a great play. He sneaks down on the back door, makes himself a target for a pass. Now, Tippett makes a great pass, but somebody's got to be there in that position to finish it. He finishes it. I thought the rest of the game, he was solid. He was good along the boards. He showcases powerful strides, but it was overall a solid game for Grundstrom, and he has the biggest goal of the game, so he's 3rd star for me.
It's really impressive. Kelly and I were talking about this pregame. Like, this guy we got him in the Ryan Ellis trade, which isn't an actual trade. Like, it's here, pay this guy for us and give us something back. He's buried in the minors, and suddenly he's a legitimate difference maker for this team. Like, he's a fun story right now with the Flyers. I hope he keeps it up. All right.
He got the mask tonight.
He did.
Is star number 2?
Star number 2 was the guy I originally had as my 3rd star. And then I watched the 3rd period and I said to myself, I can't make him just the 3rd star. It's Dan Vladar. I mean, that 3rd period was the Dan Vladar show. I don't know if the Flyers lose this game if they have an average goaltending performance, but it's a heck of a lot closer and a heck of a lot more of a nail biter. Vladar was fantastic in the 3rd. I thought he was good in the first 2 periods. It's just that there weren't a lot of chances. There weren't a lot of chances from either team. It was a pretty tight first 40 minutes. Vladar made some big saves. He made a couple, one big stop I remember on Caulfield. He made one on Hudson on a rebound. Like, he was making some tough saves, but that 3rd period, man, I mean, they had to have been frustrated, because they were controlling play. They were buzzing from literally the first shift of that period, and they just could not fool Dan Vladar. He was a wall back there. Fantastic game from Vladar. And again, as I mentioned earlier, you're just getting used to this. Like, it's now an expectation that Vladar is going to deliver a performance like this, not a surprise. It's a surprise when he doesn't. Like, it's a surprise when he doesn't have a game like this because he's been so solid for them all year. Dan Vladar, 2nd star of the game.
Dan Vladar. All right. Who is tonight's 1st star?
Yeah, 1st star of the game is Trevor Zegras for me. I mean, he scores what is ultimately the game-winning goal. It's his 4th straight game with a goal, his longest goal-scoring streak of his career. But in all honesty, this is just as much as like a body of work 1st star as anything, because he's just turned himself into their reliable offensive threat. Even if he's not playing his best all-around game, he's finding a way to impact the score sheet. He's finding a way to score big goals. I mean, that 2-on-1, yeah, it's a 2-on-1. The shooter has the advantage. The guys with the puck have the advantage. But Montreal had their fair share of odd man rushes that they didn't finish.
Yeah.
You got to finish on those chances. That is a key moment in the game, and Zegras finishes on it. And you just, like, again, it's like Vladar. You're expecting every game Trevor Zegras to have an offensive impact. It's not a surprise. It's not a pleasant surprise. It is there's the Trevor Zegras goal, or there's the Trevor Zegras assist, right? Like the scheduled assist, the scheduled point. There's a reason why he's point per game, why he's over a point per game. It's because he's just been night over night their most reliable offensive weapon. And just as much as for the goal he scored, that's why he's 1st star of the game for me.
Charlie, I said this earlier. I want to get your take on it. My favorite part of the play in which Zegras scores, it's after excuse me, after Andre gets him the puck, he immediately goes over to Konechny, and I think of Zegras first and foremost as a playmaker, and he's been really good carrying the puck through the neutral zone this year. But he goes over to Konechny and opens himself up so that he can be in position to drive down the middle and score that goal. That is reading the play so far ahead that was the most impressive part to me. Him versus Jacob Fowler in his 3rd career start, like, the finish was never in question. Like, it was the play to set it all up, and it starts there from where I was so impressed. All right, Charlie, and let's not forget also Zegras 2 for 3 in the faceoff circle. It's almost time. It's almost time, Charlie. All right, but that is all the time we have with Chuck tonight. He will be back with us eventually. I forget what our schedule is this week, but he'll be checking in on shows.
I will be checking in tomorrow as long as I successfully make it to Buffalo.
All right, as long as Charlie successfully makes it to Buffalo, fingers crossed here for Charlie to get to Buffalo. No one's ever said that before. All right, thank you very much, Charlie, from the Xfinity Mobile call-in line.
All right, thanks,
Bye,
guys.
Charlie.
All right, before we go to break, there's almost 600 of you watching. That means you need to hit that freaking like button. When we're remote, I can't see how many likes there are, but I'm just gonna guess not nearly enough for a night on which the Flyers won and won decisively against those damn dirty French. So hit that like button if you hate the Montreal Canadiens as much as Kelly and I. And with that, we're headed to our final break. It's game time. The World Cup is coming to North America, and it's going to be here for the first time since 1994. And I know no sports fan in Philadelphia is going to want to get shut out, and that's why you got to use the Game Time app to get your tickets. It gives the advantage back to fans with tickets and all the matchups you care about. You can track price drops in real time, get alerts when seats open up, and grab tickets the moment they hit the app. All backed by that Game Time guarantee. And you know what I love about Game Time, why it's my favorite secondary ticket marketplace, is because of the all-in pricing. Fees are included, so you know your total up front. There's never any surprises. And the low price guarantee means you get a credit of 110% of the difference if you find tickets in the same section or row for less. So take the guesswork out of buying soccer tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem code PHLY for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. Do you have a leaky faucet you've been ignoring since last summer? Or maybe your heater's now acting up because it's finally getting cold out? Well, Ace Hardware Home Services has the pros for that. They're not just the helpful hardware folks, they're also the helpful home service and repair folks. From furnaces and boilers to electrical and plumbing, they've got the trusted pros to keep your home cozy all season long. They're bringing helpful home, the helpful you love from the store, now to your front door. From Philly to the Jersey Shore. And when the temperature drops, having your heat running strong isn't just nice, it's a must. So let Ace Hardware Home Services get it done right the first time. If you live around me in South Jersey recently, the wind, the snow, all of it caused some power outages. If you have issues with your generator, if you're having heat issues with your heat, if you just need to get a freaking shovel, make sure you go to Ace Hardware Home Services. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com to get started on your next project. And remember, let's go Flyers. All right, it's time for tonight's Unsung Hero presented by Togo. Togo, the leader in operations outsourcing. Let Togo handle the work that gets in the way of your work. You call the plays, we execute. Togo, and it's got to be Rasmus Ristolainen for me tonight. Couple of big hits in the neutral zone in that first period. The one on Slavkovsky really leveled him. He tried to jump up on offense a couple times. Hung with Josh Anderson on the alley-oop attempt in the third. Just skated stride for stride with him. Very, very, excuse me, very, very impressed by Risto in his first game since March 11th of last season. So I am looking forward to seeing what this defense can become as they really round into form, and maybe he becomes a top 4 guy. Maybe they go with this Sealer Risto third pair as a, like you said, Kelly, a little Bash Brothers end of game sort of thing where they maybe in the first 2 periods you don't depend on them that much, but then, all right, time to grind it out, block some shots, and they're there.
I mean, I got to say, like we were saying during pregame, I expected Risto to have a little rust on him. He hasn't played an NHL game in nearly a year. He did not have it. It looked like he has been playing all season. Like he looked great tonight, and it was really nice to see.
No, I thought he was really impressive, especially considering, like you said, it's been a freaking while. It has been a long time since we've seen Rasmus Ristolainen, and the simple fact that he's back in the lineup is huge. I know many of us have wished for a while that they would try to cash in on Risto, and you know what playoff team wouldn't love Ristolainen? We also know that this front office just loves the guy. The president is a big fan, as he let us know when he was on the broadcast, you know, like if they are going to try to make a playoff push, maybe this is it. Maybe this is the year we finally see playoff Risto.
I was going to say, we're finally going to see playoff Risto, and it's going to be right here. Who'da thunk it?
And I do wonder with like, all right, they have some defensemen, a lot of them projects, maybe Hunter McDonald, not as far along, not developing at the rate they'd hoped he would. I wonder if they're just like, we're holding on to Risto. But when you look at the injury history, it's, well, how much longer do we really even have him for, maybe? But the future of Risto, not worth discussing tonight. What is worth discussing? He came in and gave them a really, really solid effort. What did he play? 19 minutes and 18 seconds, 3 hits, a couple of blocks as well, 1 shot on goal. He's a +2. And for that, he is our unsung hero, presented by Togo. It's
I like how you say that.
45, almost 4. It's really fun to just say Togo. We are closing in. We are now at 46 minutes into the show, and Charlie mentioned him, but neither you nor I have said Dan Vladar yet. And
Dude.
it really is because you just come to expect it now. 21 out of 22 for a .955. It's crazy how Vegas nails these numbers. His total, his saves over under tonight, 21.5. So they get 22 shots. He saves all but 1. He was not the most volume, as is usually the case for the Flyers. They do limit shot attempts, but some real quality chances there for Dan Vladar, and he shut the door.
Yeah, they pointed out on the broadcast that he has overall this season in third periods a .937 save percentage, which is second in the NHL. Shout out to Joe DiMarini for pointing that out to me. But yeah, he's a brick wall, and he's, like Charlie mentioned, a big reason why the Flyers were able to stay in this game, because for some reason they do seem to like to, under Rick Tocchet, really sit back when they get a lead. And I hate that strategy. I've hated that strategy my entire hockey watching life. It drives me insane. It never seems to work well at all.
And
but Dan Vladar kept him in it the whole time.
I think there's something to be said for, okay, you know, maybe we're not going to have our point men pinch in the third period as much, things like that. Maybe in the defensive zone, we really do just try to take away the middle. But it just seems very easy for teams to get through the neutral zone in the third period. Yeah. But despite that, like you said, a almost 940 save percentage in the third period. And I know a lot this year, it's been the story of the Flyers coming back, and as they do tonight, because they give up the first goal. Technically, it's a comeback win. But
as always,
they haven't been great with the lead, especially early in games. They are now 10-0-0 when they lead after the second period. And I got to believe those are all Dan Vladar games. I
100%.
I would go out. I can look into this after the show ends, but if I just had to give it a guess, my guess would be, oh yeah, that's all Vladar shutting the door in the third, even when this team lets off the gas as they seem to. Listen, there is such a thing as score effects. The other team is going to be making a push. You're not going to take as many risks, but you don't have to make it that easy in the neutral zone.
No, you don't have to back all the way into your own zone every time the other team has the puck.
It would be nice if they could be 10% more aggressive in third periods with the lead. I'm not saying, oh yeah, man, go 5 forwards out there. Let's see if we can, do some Globetrotter stuff and run up the score. I'm not asking for that. It would be fun, but it's also crazy. I'm just saying, let's maybe continue to try to score a little bit. Let's not let's not be up 3-1 and be like, we've scored enough. We're good.
Exactly.
That's my only real thought on that. All right, Kelly, let's get to super chats. We will hit these super chats and see if there's any time left at the end of the show. But all right, first one
back.
Purple Crayon. Haven't heard from him as much during the season, but he's been checking in from time to time. Perp says Ristolainen is a tall glass of makes me happy juice. It is impressive how he has changed his game. He was like a point-producing power play guy in Buffalo who couldn't defend at all. People just thought he could because he was big and chased hits. But he's like a legitimately good defenseman now. The work Brad Shaw did with him, I don't think can be underrated.
Yeah, it's interesting to think what he could have been. if someone had coached him properly from the jump.
Yeah, like you see a guy with the tools and that size, and like if they like when the Flyers get him and finally Brad Shaw gets his hands on him, like has to break his game all the way down and then build it from scratch basically for a guy who's, like 27, 28 years old at the time. Typically that's not a thing you do. But now he has turned himself into a pretty damn good defenseman. Now you just got to hope he stays healthy, because if this team's going to make a playoff push, they're going to need him when the games get a little tighter and more physical.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, next one here is from JH. It says, "Woo! Boo, les habitants, boo."
We got to get you a gritty mask for the Xfinity mobile studio.
Yeah, I'm going to have to get one of those. We don't have one for here. We had the Brenna screwed around a couple of times with the like superimposing the dog mask. Maybe we can do something like that, or I could easily just like find one. I can't.
No, we should give Brenna more work. Honestly.
Yeah, we need Brenna doing more. She doesn't do enough. Like what the hell, She already has to edit all my nonsense. Yeah, but it just feels good beating the Habs, doesn't it? Like I just dislike.
It does.
I
do not like that team.
Like they're booing every time Michkov touches the puck. What did he do to you? What did he do to you?
Why aren't you booing Dvorak? He used to go there. Like that's your whole thing, is you boo guys that used to play for you. Like why do you care about Matvei Michkov? Boo your GM for not drafting him.
It's crazy how much they care about him. Like
it's very strange.
They have all these high-end players. It's like, yeah, but this guy, we drafted someone else. Like, all right.
Yeah, screw him.
I guess you can be mad at that.
Okay.
All right. But thank you, JH. Next one is from Blessed Martian. Any chance Zegras makes Team USA?
So Bill Guerin is building that team like an idiot. So maybe not. But if there were any sense in the room, he would. Yes.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like, yeah, even if it's just in a role where he's getting limited minutes on the third line, and I mean, like, it's Team USA. Third line isn't like the end of the world, but you're sheltering him a little bit, but you get to use him in shootouts, which is, a pretty big thing in international hockey. We've seen a lot of medals come down to them, and qualifying round like against Russia back in Sochi, like that was huge. I would put him on that team, no question. But here's the thing about Trevor Zegras. The hockey men hate him.
Yep.
Like, Rick Tocchet, his new head coach, sits down with him and goes, "What, do you want to play on TikTok or you want to be a hockey player?" Like, that's their first interaction. That's just what the hockey men think of Trevor Zegras, so he has to overcome a lot of that. Being a point-a-game player, you'd think would help. But if I had to put money on it, Kelly, I would say Trevor Zegras is going to be off during the Olympic break.
Imagine how red Bill Guerin's face would get if he saw Trevor Zegras singing songs during an Olympic break. He'd lose his mind.
Yeah, that's, Uncle Billy is... You know what? He did just pull off one of the best trades any team has made in a while. Good for him. It's hard to criticize Bill Guerin right now, but... He's going to screw up the Olympic roster. You just know.
100%. Yeah.
All right. Next one here is from Obi-Wan. And he says, "I think the language barrier is a larger issue with Michkov than we may have thought."
He's getting better.
I think it initially was an issue for Rick Tocchet, honestly. I don't buy into he hates Russians. Like, I don't think that's true. I do think he expected to be able to communicate with him more. And there isn't as much like on the bench communication. But Charlie told me recently, like, since they can't just like exchange a couple of words easily on the bench, they will at intermission. Tocchet will bring him into the office and they'll like go over film in between periods during the game. So they are communicating. They are working towards something. But I do think initially that was a bigger problem than we thought it was going to be.
Yeah, I just don't think it's a problem. I don't think that's what the problem is like now.
Did you see? It looked like, I think it was Brandon Sommerman tweeted. I think I retweeted it. It doesn't look like Michkov knows the word for bar down in English. So he just like pointed and went, he was just like, and that was
There you go.
like, you know what? Hockey is an international language. You don't need to know
It is.
everything if you can get your point across. But I do think it was a bigger issue. Thank you, Obi-Wan. All right, next one here is from Callum Goodman. It says Michkov wasn't getting minutes in the third. He sat for 6 minutes in the third. Then the power play happened. Tocchet is making people focus too much on his mistakes. I think he is not comfortable putting him on the ice with the lead. Like, that's just what it comes down to. He believes that it is far more likely that if Michkov is on the ice in the third period, a goal will happen against the Flyers than for the Flyers. That is the coach's belief right now. And listen, it's not as if there aren't mistakes. And you can say, well, TK's making mistakes, all these guys. These guys are also producing points. Trevor Zegras had a real bad giveaway in the middle of the ice at the top of the offensive zone tonight. And that's one of the times Risto pinched down, and so they got caught in like a 4-on-1 or something. And that's a bad mistake. But Zegras is also over a point a game. So you kind of live with those things. Same goes for TK. Yeah, the goal scoring outside of empty netters isn't really there, but he's also still making plays and putting points on the board. Once Michkov gets back to producing the way he can, he'll play more.
One would think.
I hope. If not, then there is a problem. But
yeah,
until he looks like the guy from last year, it is what it is.
Again, I still wonder if this is a chicken egg chicken situation, but who knows?
He does seem to be thinking too much out there. Like, for a guy who has such great instincts, it's like, man, stop worrying about it. Just go and make plays. And I think it's partially like this is the first time he's ever been coached in the offensive zone. So he's trying to do what the coach tells him to do and make the right play. And once he has that base, there will be more freedom. But he has to establish the base first. And as much as I kind of want to say, yeah, coach everyone else in the offensive zone, but let the wizard go, I don't know if he's at a point of, yeah, he's so good it doesn't matter. Like, he had 65 points. He didn't have 100 last year. Like, yeah, if he's that good, who cares? Tell the coach to F himself. But that's not what it was. It was just he's pretty damn good, not amazing.
Yeah. What I'm hearing is coaching is bad.
I hate coaching, personally.
I don't want any of it.
I've never liked it. Who wants to be told what to do? I sure do.
Nobody. Not
all right,
grown-ups.
Next one here is from R. Park. What's up, Richard Park? Darth Vladar has the second highest save average in the league. Does he?
He
I don't
might.
know if that's true.
Well, the graphic that they put up during the game was his third period save percentage is second in the league. So maybe he's referring to that.
That is most likely true because you just said it's like 940 or something. But with regardless, he has been freaking awesome. He's definitely making, what is it, Czechia's Olympic roster.
Got to be.
You'd have to believe that would be the case, Kelly. But man, is it him or Zegras? That's the real question right now. Which is the team MVP? Because without Zegras, this team would never score. But goaltending has been so bad.
I know, that's my thing.
So long, especially last year. Like, the bar has been raised to such a ridiculous degree.
It's such a dramatic pendulum swing from last season that it's hard for me not to be like, nah, it's Vladar. But
all right, before we wrap up here, we got to go to overtime. Go to allphly.com to keep watching. We try to replicate the buzzer in your absence, Kelly, but we just can't. It doesn't work. All right, do we have any more super chats? We do, from Adam S. Sup Hinks 302 represent. Go Flyers. Trevor Zegras is a franchise player, and playoff Risto is back. Habs suck. I like everything.
I like all of these things. Exactly. Yeah. What a great comment.
Yeah.
Start to finish.
Adam and David, just our twins in the chat. They are our Sedines. I wonder if the S, no, because we know David, it's David Shub. So it doesn't stand for Sedine. But I'd like to say it does. All right. Next one here is from Julian Yeager. I'm sorry, Vladar has been great, but can't take any Flyers goalie for granted. I don't think anyone is. It's just he's kind of set a standard for himself at this point. He rarely gives up more than 2 goals, and that's just kind of the expectation at this point.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like when we were, 10 games into the season, it was like, oh, I don't know. Can he keep this up? But buddy, we're like a third of the way through now, and he's still doing it. So I think
there's a heater, and then there's 20 consecutive starts in which 16 have been really, really good.
Right, exactly.
I don't think this is a heater anymore. I think he's just a well above average goalie.
Yeah.
Who does fit Tocchet's system really well. I think those two things have a lot to do with each other, but he's making the saves. All right, next one is from Vineet Singh. I could watch for hours on repeat the scene of Brink and Michkov laugh on the bench as they use hand gestures to say bar down. Yeah, it was very funny. They showed the replay of it, and it was quite comical.
Yeah.
All right, my voice is fading. Do we have any more? That is it. Thank God. And that is all the time we have for you. Oh, one more.
Oh, no, we got Richard Park is back.
Is reporting Torts might be the next Buffalo coach.
He couldn't stay away from the bench. Good for you, Torts. You have fun up there, bud. I hope you
enjoy that. Let's see how that goes. All right, and with that, that is all the time we have for you on PHLY Flyers Postgame presented by Bet365. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for hanging out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. There's 420 of you here. I better see 420 likes who held on until the end of the show. Make sure you're following us on Twitter at PHLY_Flyers. Follow the podcast wherever you get those as well. And make sure you donate to Kelly Hinkle's GoFundMe. I know you keep making that face at me, Kelly, but I'm not going to stop saying it. Scan the QR code right here. I believe it's also pinned on Broad Street Hockey's Broad Street Hockey's Twitter timeline to be able to donate. Kelly's niece was recently diagnosed with leukemia, and you know how this country works. The bills are going to be absolutely astronomical. Every little bit helps. Make sure if you have anything to be able to help out Kelly and her family, you do so this holiday season. All right, that is it for us. I am Bill Matz. That is Kelly Hinkle. Thank you, as always, to Brenna. Be excellent to each other.
We all silly like the mayor.